Yes, sir.
Listen to me.
So yeah, I have Relic in here, man. People are always, complaining about the music state nowadays, the commercial music, the mainstream music. But you don't think music is not the problem. You don't think music is a problem. You think the industry, the people who are trying to make a dollar is the problem.
To be honest, I think that it's just like any other issue that you tackle in the modern age. Like, what's wrong with kids at school? You know what I'm saying? What's wrong with politicians? And I think that it just starts in people's hearts and what it is that they really desire. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that if people will change the desires that they have from just in their true motivations, when they get down to the nitty gritty and they're closing their eyes to go to sleep at night and they think, who am I? If they change the desires in their hearts, then I think that the outcome, it'll be more difficult to get to the outcome, but I think the outcome will change for, and I know you can't ask everybody to do that, but I think that it's valuable for those people that would consider like, maybe I should really think about why I'm doing the things that I do. I think that's the core issue behind all of it. It really is, man, industry executives, pull strings, but at the end of the day, nobody's ever forced to sign a contract to make music that they hate.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, man. Because I thought you were just saying strictly. So the artists that do that as well, too, to say, for example, sell 1 million ringtones, they're the ones that they gotta see what do they stand for, basically.
I think so.
Yeah.
It comes out in the music. The music is as blatant as ever now in terms of what.
But what I'm wondering is, obviously, the music at that moment is selling well. Why is that happening? I don't understand why that happens.
It's the same reason why drug dealers keep on selling drugs till they get shot or put in jail. Okay. Because once you get used to a certain lifestyle, how do you go back? Right? Once you start making a couple of grand every day selling rocks on the corner, then how do you go from that to working a factory job where you get $15 an hour and maybe 4 shifts a week? And you got kids to support, and you got a Beamer that you bought and you got to pay the insurance on, and you bought this huge crib now that with all this money that you had, that now you got to pay insurance on, or you got a payment for that too. Like, so it's the same ideology. But if that drug dealer standing on the corner decides, I'm killing people, maybe I need to figure out a better way. But he now has to make the decision. Do I make the sacrifice to go through the hard way to get things right? Get rid of my Beamer, get rid of this crib, get rid of all this crazy gear that I've got, or whatever it is that he's attached to, and then start living a life that's sort of like more sort of down to earth and with everybody else, right? But I mean, media is just as much to blame too, because they market that same old thing. Like, you're nobody unless you look like this, or unless you have this, or unless you drive the latest this. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah.
It's all in conjunction together. We're all here together, right? So.
Exactly. And everybody plays a part and a role in that as well, too.
Yeah. And I'm not saying I'm innocent either, man. I'm guilty of the same things, man.
Okay.
Like, I'm sitting under debt at home right now that I should not have. You know what I mean? But we're, like I say, so we're all in the same boat.
Yeah. I mean, so this is another review that what he says is, it's a shame that an artist with this much talent does not have more exposure as a Relic. Proves on a green light that he possesses a major label talent, but with a minor label backing. However, something tells me that in due time the music will speak for itself.
Yeah, that's dope, man.
Yeah, that's.
I'm happy to hear that back again, man. I remember the first time I read that, and I had a big smile on my face, thinking, well. Yeah. Like, God, do something. Come on, make something happen here, you know?
And somebody recognizes that as well, too.
Yeah, that's real dope, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Do you get frustrated sometimes?
All the time.
Yeah?
Yeah, every day.
Yeah?
Every day, man. I have, you have the ups and the downs of life, everybody does, but I think that I feel like mine are just like more... I go higher and then I go lower. You know, when I read something like that, it just puts me on such heights. Yeah. And then when I come back to reality and the bank is calling, say, hey, why haven't you made this payment? Then I'm just like, oh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Like, I can't sleep sometimes, man. Yeah. This week, I haven't hardly slept at all.
Wow.
So it's like, and, I could blame that on all kinds of things, but I know it's just because I'm, on one side, I'm worrying about getting all this music done and stuff, and on the other side, I'm worrying about financial things, how to make things happen to keep my family afloat, and you know what I'm saying, and so that there's a little less pressure at home and stuff too. So yeah, there's frustration from all sides for sure.
Yeah, man.
I don't think that getting a deal or blowing up is going to necessarily change that, because that's obviously who I am when things are at their hardest. You know what I mean? But it would sure help A little bit of money would sure help, man. I can't buy.
Yeah, well, I know, man, and that is, man. Those two things, like where you gotta, pay the bills, and on the other side is that doing what you love to do. It's a beautiful thing when doing what you love to do can support you financially and you can make a living off that.
Yeah.
But then it's hard to get to that level, right? And the people who do that, you look at them like, wow, they're lucky.
Yeah, for sure.
And then I think at the same time, it's a lot of reason why people work jobs that they hate and they're doing things that they hate because they gotta pay the bills every day. And
that's right.
That's
right. And I did that for 10 years hard, and I just finally was like, I gotta get out of here, man. I just gotta get out of here. Like I can't get up and go to work for 8 and then be there and come home at 6 and then stay in the studio until 11 or 12 and miss out on my kid's life. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I just, I got to the point where I was like, this is not for me, man. I'm supposed to do something else. And if I don't take the chance now, I don't want to look back later on in life and go, I should have just tried. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so I try and remind myself of that when I can't sleep in the middle of the night.
Yo, I commend you on taking that, because that is not an easy decision to do, especially when we have big responsibilities. Yeah. But trying and seeing what can happen that's the most you can ask, right? From yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, man. So we're gonna get into this track. This is a track that I've been listening to a lot. Easy Now, from the album The Green Light.
Oh.
Do you want to tell people what this is about, or
it's not really about anything, man. It's about making a song that's fun and people can enjoy it without really having to touch on topics or issues.
Okay, let's do this. This is the Come Up Show that Feel Good Music Lives. Real, recognize real. 94.9 CHRW.